everyone, I'm Sheena the Sports Report Girl here with another edition of On Deck. So after a couple weeks off for one of my 2 summer vacations, I am back and ready to dish the baseball dirt. A few of you were probably astute enough to notice, but for those of you who weren't, I planned this vacation to coincide with the most recent installment of interleague play. Nearly 3 weeks of mind-numbingly boring and insignificant baseball played between teams and cities that couldn't care less about one another. Don't get me wrong, I love the concept of interleague baseball. I just hate the way it's executed. And more importantly, the timing. We had a weekend of the stuff at the end of May, then 2 weeks later they're back at it for practically in the entire month of June. Not only that, but the All-Star game is only 2 weeks away. I don't know about you, but I am so burned out, I don't even care about the Midsummer Classic. They have overdone it to the point of eroding interleague's cachet. Which begs the question, why in the world did they shove it down our throats all at once? Give us a weekend of it here and there throughout the season. You know, small doses of the stuff. Okay, moving on. We have big news being made by some of the biggest name pitchers in the game, like John Smoltz, who successfully returned to the mound last week after missing over a year with a torn labrum. Smoltz got roughed up by the Nationals in the first inning, allowing 4 runs, but then settled down and only gave up 1 run over the next 4. Though he took the loss, the good news is there was no pain in his shoulder, so looks like he's finally back. Also, Mariano Rivera reached 2 significant milestones during the same game. Sunday night, the 39-year-old reliever notched his 500th save as the Yankees punked their crosstown rival for the 5th time this season. But more impressive than that was his first ever RBI, a bases-loaded walk in the 9th. And how about Tommy Hanson beating both the Yankees and Red Sox in the course of 1 week? With a 4-0 record since being called up to the show, it's looking more and more like John Sherholtz made the right decision in giving Glavine the tomahawk. Of course, the other big news from the pitching ranks was the return Monday night of Roy Halladay. After missing a couple of weeks with a mild groin strain, the Doc made a house call against the Rays. Despite taking the loss, he pitched 6 solid innings and only gave up 2 runs on 5 hits for a 2.56 ERA. Speaking of ERAs, it seems like a few pitchers out there could use a trip to the ER. I can see it now. Oh, he'll be fine. Give him 2 aspirin, tell him to call the team doctor in the morning. Next.
Patient Willis, Dontrelle. In his last start, Mr. Willis had a 400 BAA with a 3.82 WHIP and a 14.73 ERA.
14.73? That is off the charts. Extend his DL stint and send him over to AA Erie for a possible arm transplant. Oh, throw in a psych evaluation while you're at it.
I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
Hey, pipe down over there.
Sorry, Goose, but it's time to buzz the tower.
How many times do I have to tell you my name's not really Goose?
If only it were that simple, right? You know, simple. Like what to do with Juan Pierre once Manny Ramirez comes back at the end of the week. As Joe Torre said, Juan will become the 4th outfielder again. And though he's played well in Manny's absence, his inability to hit for power makes it a question of simple math. That said, Manny hasn't exactly been lighting it up in his rehab stints in Albuquerque and the Inland Empire. Then again, did any of us really think he would actually try? Of course not. Okay guys, you've been on deck with the Sports Report Girl, but please don't forget to leave your comments. And if you like the show, be sure to subscribe and tell your friends. Have a safe and happy 4th of July, and I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.